What if I told you there's a powerful secret hidden for over 2,000 years, capable of completely transforming your life? A secret the greatest leaders in history used to stay calm amidst chaos, overcome challenges, and achieve a life of balance and purpose. Most people live as slaves to their emotions, trapped by anxiety and consumed by worries they can't even control. But what if there was an unbeatable way to handle all of this? The Stoics already knew the answer. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, Epictetus, a slave who became a master philosopher, and Seneca, one of the greatest intellectuals of his time, developed a system that teaches how to find wisdom, focus, and self-discipline in any situation. And the most impressive part, this method works as effectively today as it did in ancient Rome. We live in an era of constant distractions, endless procrastination, and a frantic pursuit of validation. While most people get lost in these struggles, those few who master the art of living manage to thrive. If you want to learn to control your emotions, stop wasting time on things that don't matter, and build an unshakable mindset, then you need to understand the principles of Stoicism. In this video, you'll discover how Stoic teachings can make you stronger, more focused, and better prepared to face any challenge. And to begin, let's get straight to the point. The most revolutionary concept of Stoicism, the one that can forever change the way you see life. Imagine living without being enslaved by your own emotions, maintaining a calm mind even amidst chaos. This isn't a utopia, it's the essence of Stoicism. This philosophy, which has endured for centuries, teaches that true wisdom lies in distinguishing what we can control from what we can't. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca understood that circumstances themselves don't affect us. Rather, it's how we react to them. Anxiety, it arises when we try to control what's beyond our reach. The solution? Adopting a Stoic mindset based on self-discipline, focus, and acceptance of reality as it is. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions or living coldly. Quite the opposite. This philosophy teaches how to find resilience and inner strength without being tossed around by life's tides. The idea is clear. If something is beyond our control, what's the use of complaining? If we can act, we should do our best. Simple, yet powerful. Control doesn't mean mastery over everything, but knowing where to place your energy. A Stoic doesn't seek perfection, but progress. After all, true freedom comes when we stop fighting reality and start working with it. Want a practical example? Imagine you're stuck in traffic and become irritated because you're going to be late. Does irritation change anything? Will the car ahead disappear? Of course not. The only thing within your control is your reaction. You can use that time to listen to a great podcast, reflect on your day, or simply take a deep breath and accept that certain things just are. That's Stoic wisdom in action. Small adjustments in mindset can transform your life. Stoicism isn't just philosophical theory, it's a way of living. And at the heart of this philosophy lies a powerful principle, amor fati. Accepting and loving your own fate without resistance is the next step in this journey toward a fuller, more balanced life. Imagine looking at every event in your life, good or bad, and not just accepting it, but loving it. Sound radical? That's the concept of amor fati, one of Stoicism's most profound principles. It teaches that everything happens as part of a natural flow, and resisting reality only causes suffering. Instead of fighting against events, the wise embrace them with open arms, understanding that every challenge hides an opportunity for growth. Epictetus said it's not events that affect us, but how we interpret them. One person may lose a job and see it as a tragedy, while another sees it as a chance to start something better. Resistance to reality is what causes frustration. Want an example? Suppose you studied hard for a test, but on exam day you fall ill. You could get angry and say, "Life is unfair." Or you could apply amor fati and accept that maybe this is an invitation to build resilience and prepare even better next time. What seems like a defeat can be a victory in disguise. The control we have is over how we react. And if we're wise enough to see every obstacle as a teacher, we'll grow in any circumstance. Practicing amor fati doesn't mean passively resigning yourself. It means stopping the waste of energy resisting the inevitable. This also applies to everyday situations. Missed the bus? Use that time to read a book on wisdom. A relationship ended. See it as an invitation to emotionally strengthen yourself. Everything can become a gain when viewed with the right mindset. When we understand this, we develop incredible emotional self-discipline. Amor fati is a mindset that transforms life. Those who practice it don't feel like victims, but protagonists of their own stories. And by incorporating this philosophy into daily life, we start living with greater ease and purpose. But how can this acceptance guide us toward building a truly virtuous life? That brings us to the next essential pillar of Stoicism, the 4 cardinal virtues. At the heart of Stoicism are 4 pillars that support a balanced and fulfilling life: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These aren't just abstract concepts, they're practical tools for tackling any challenge. Wisdom helps us make better decisions, separating what's essential from mere noise. Courage pushes us to act even in the face of fear. Justice guides us to do what's right, even when no one is watching. And temperance keeps us balanced, avoiding excesses that distract us from our path. Imagine a business owner facing a crisis. Wisdom enables him to rationally assess the situation without succumbing to despair. Courage drives him to make difficult decisions without hesitation. Justice reminds him not to harm others to save himself. And temperance prevents impulsive reactions. Stoicism isn't about becoming unfeeling. It's about cultivating a mindset that provides control and clarity in every situation. Life constantly tests these virtues. An employee unjustly fired can react with bitterness, or use wisdom to learn from the experience, courage to move forward, justice to refrain from harmful retaliation, and temperance to stay calm. When we live by these principles, we become resilient, focused, and capable of handling any obstacle without losing our balance. Every decision we make reflects how well we apply these virtues in daily life. Want to strengthen your self-discipline? Start by practicing small actions that test your temperance. Avoid procrastination, control unnecessary impulses, and make choices more aligned with your purpose. Over time, these habits build a solid foundation for a more productive and meaningful life. But how can we apply these virtues in modern life? Stoicism offers powerful tools for this. Stoicism is not just an ancient philosophy, but a practical manual for facing today's challenges. One of its most powerful tools is the dichotomy of control, which teaches us to focus on what we can actually change. Many people waste energy trying to control things beyond their reach. Other people's opinions, the past, even the weather. The wise Stoic understands that the only thing they can shape is their own self-discipline, their choices, and their attitude toward events. Another fundamental technique is negative visualization, which may seem strange at first. However, the Stoics used it to strengthen the mind against adversity. It works like this. Imagine that something important to you was taken away: your job, your health, even your loved ones. This exercise is not meant to create pessimism, but to train resilience and develop greater gratitude for what we already have. In a world where we are always chasing more, learning to appreciate the present is a powerful way to avoid frustration. Another practical principle is the premeditation of adversity. Before facing a challenge, visualize the worst possible scenarios and ask yourself, how can I prepare for this? This approach is used by top-level athletes, entrepreneurs, and even investors. Those who practice this anticipation rarely panic when confronted with a real problem. After all, they have already faced the situation in their minds multiple times. This creates a state of readiness that allows them to act with wisdom and calmness. These Stoic tools serve as a shield against life's uncertainty. By applying them daily, we develop greater control, make more rational decisions, and avoid the trap of procrastination. But to truly reap the benefits of Stoicism, we must go beyond just thinking about it. We must integrate it into our routine, and that is exactly what we will explore next. If life is a daily battle, self-discipline is the Stoic sword. To maintain focus and avoid procrastination, it is essential to establish a well-structured routine. The great Stoics did not leave their actions to chance. Everything was planned with wisdom and purpose. A well-started morning sets the tone for the entire day. Marcus Aurelius, for example, began his mornings reflecting on his duties and the challenges he might face. The first lesson: wake up with intention. Before reaching for your phone, take a few minutes to ask yourself, what is the most important thing I need to accomplish today? Another essential habit is setting dedicated time blocks for intense, distraction-free work. The Stoics believed in temperance, that is, the balance between effort and rest. A powerful technique for this is deep work, focused periods of productivity followed by strategic breaks. Avoiding interruptions dramatically increases efficiency and prevents the feeling that the day has passed without progress. The rule is clear: absolute focus on what is within your control. The evening, in turn, is a crucial time for reflection. Seneca practiced self-examination before bed, reviewing his actions throughout the day and identifying areas for improvement. A simple yet powerful practice is journaling. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? Where did I fail? What can I improve tomorrow? This continuous analysis strengthens the Stoic mindset and fosters a sense of constant progress. A Stoic routine isn't just about work, it's about living with gratitude and purpose. Small daily changes, such as limiting distractions, setting clear goals, and developing solid habits, create a powerful cumulative effect. But beyond productivity, there is another essential element for maintaining a balanced mind: the practice of gratitude and daily reflection. The human mind tends to focus on what's missing, what went wrong, and what could have been different. But the Stoics taught that true wisdom lies in valuing what we already have. Gratitude is not just a motivational cliché, it's a practical tool for reshaping how we see the world. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." When we cultivate gratitude, we stop chasing excess and start seeing abundance in what is already available to us. A powerful Stoic practice is to begin each morning by mentally or physically listing 3 things you are grateful for. It can be something simple, like the air you breathe, a recent lesson learned, or even the opportunity to improve. This exercise shifts your perspective and builds resilience by training your mind to find positivity even in challenges. The Stoic understands that everything in life, even difficulties, presents opportunities for growth. Amor fati in its purest form. Reflection is also essential. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history, wrote daily about his experiences and thoughts. His personal journal, which we now know as Meditations, was never meant for others. It was an internal dialogue to refine his own character. Want to apply this? At the end of the day, take a few minutes to ask yourself, what did I learn today? Where did I act in a Stoic way? What can I improve? Small moments of self-evaluation turn personal growth into a continuous process. These practices strengthen self-discipline and control over the mind. When we combine gratitude and reflection, we become less reactive and more prepared to handle any challenge. But what if the issue isn't just a lack of emotional control, but rather a destructive habit that drains our time and energy? Procrastination, for example, can be countered with highly effective Stoic techniques. Procrastination is one of the greatest enemies of self-discipline. The Stoics understood that time is our most valuable asset and that wasting it is a crime against ourselves. Seneca warned, "While we delay, life speeds by." And isn't that exactly what happens? We postpone important tasks, get distracted by social media, and before we know it, days turn into months, and months into years. To overcome this mental trap, the Stoics developed practical strategies that remain extremely effective today. One powerful technique is the 5-second rule, adapted to Stoic thinking. Whenever you feel the urge to procrastinate, count mentally 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take action immediately. The mind will always find excuses to delay uncomfortable tasks, but by interrupting this cycle with quick action, we prevent inertia from taking over. Another strategy is the Pomodoro technique, which involves focusing intensely for 25 minutes, followed by a short break. This method trains the brain to maintain concentration without feeling overwhelmed. Self-discipline also depends on eliminating distractions and creating an environment that fosters productivity. Want a Stoic method for this? Before starting a task, ask yourself, is this within my control, or is it just an excuse I'm making? If the issue is a lack of motivation, remember that the Stoics didn't wait to feel inspired before taking action. They simply did what needed to be done, and this mindset leaves no room for procrastination. By replacing excuses with action, we create a cycle of resilience and continuous progress. Small habits, when repeated daily, build a strong and productive mindset. But Stoic philosophy isn't just about personal development. Its principles have shaped societies and continue to serve as a guiding compass for the modern world. The Stoics lived over 2,000 years ago, yet their teachings remain incredibly relevant. In a world where people are drowning in opinions, crises, and distractions, the Stoic mindset offers a path to wisdom and clarity. Marcus Aurelius, for example, ruled a vast empire through war, plagues, and political betrayals. Yet, he maintained his composure and leadership because he understood that true power lies in self-control. Today, this same philosophy can help anyone navigate work pressures, relationships, and financial uncertainties. The concept of a citizen of the world, so widely discussed today, was already defended by the Stoics. They believed that humanity is interconnected and that each individual has a duty to act with justice, regardless of cultural or social differences. In the modern world, this translates to being more empathetic and taking responsibility for our actions without shifting blame onto others. A victim of circumstances is someone who surrenders their power to fate. A Stoic, on the other hand, takes control of their own life. Moreover, modern society is driven by a constant need for external validation, likes, followers, approval. But the Stoics taught that a person's true worth does not come from the opinions of others, but from their own character. When someone fully embraces this idea, they develop a mindset that is immune to both criticism and empty praise. Life doesn't have to be a game of appearances. It can be a journey of virtues and genuine growth. Stoic philosophy teaches us how to navigate life's challenges without being consumed by them. However, there is one crucial distinction. Accepting reality does not mean surrendering to it. There is a difference between acceptance and resignation, and this is a key point that must be understood. One of the biggest misconceptions about Stoicism is the belief that accepting events means being passive. But there is a fundamental difference between acceptance and resignation. A Stoic accepts what is beyond their control, but never surrenders to what can be changed. If a problem arises, they don't complain, they take action. The opposite of this is resignation. a victim mindset where a person passively accepts their situation without trying to improve it. Stoic philosophy teaches that life is not about what happens to you, but about how you respond to it. Imagine someone facing a financial crisis. The Stoic doesn't waste time lamenting, but instead asks, "What is within my control?" They cut unnecessary expenses, learn new skills, and seek opportunities. Meanwhile, a resigned person simply complains about the economy and waits for something magical to happen. True acceptance means seeing things as they are, without illusions, and acting accordingly. As Epictetus said, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to, rather wish for them to happen as they do, and you will be happy." Another example, someone is dealing with a health issue. A Stoic accepts the diagnosis without despair, but does everything possible to improve, adopting healthier habits, following treatments, and maintaining a strong mindset. Resignation, on the other hand, would mean giving up and surrendering to suffering. See the difference? Accepting reality does not mean being passive. It means adjusting your response to it with wisdom and resilience. Life is unpredictable. Challenges will arise, problems will happen, and most people will remain trapped by their emotions, lamenting what they cannot change. But you don't have to be like most people. You now hold the knowledge that can transform the way you see the world. The question is, will you apply it? Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it's a survival guide for life. From this moment on, every obstacle can become an opportunity for growth. Every challenge can strengthen your self-discipline. Every day can be a new chance to live with more wisdom, purpose, and resilience. The only thing separating you from this transformation is your action. So tell me, what will you do today to apply these lessons? How can you practice amor fati, cultivate gratitude, eliminate procrastination, and take control of your life? Drop your answer in the comments. I want to know how Stoicism can impact your journey. And if you want to keep learning and evolving, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and join me on this quest for a fuller, more meaningful life. After all, Stoic teachings are not just meant to be read, they are meant to be lived. Shall we do this together?